Hello students. In this video I will discuss about a V number and a Brewster angle. So let's start this video. So what is V number? V number is a dimensionless quantity. It gives the information about single mode or multi-mode. So we have seen optical fiber, single mode type and multi-mode optical fiber. So whether the optical fiber is single mode or multi-mode, that information is provided by V number. So what is the formula to calculate or how to calculate the V number and how does it represent whether its optical fiber is single mode or multi-mode? So see, V number we are discussing about. V number, this is a dimensionless quantity and it gives information about modes of optical fiber, single mode or multi-mode. So V number is represented by 2 pi r by lambda under root of n1 square minus n2 square. So this is the formula to calculate the numerical V number. So what is r? R is the radius of, this is the radius of core, and lambda is the wavelength of light, wavelength of a light in vacuum or air. What is N1? N1 is the refractive index of core. So this is the refractive index of core. N2 is the refractive index of cladding. So under root of N1 square minus N2 square can also be represented as numerical aperture. So V number can be written as 2 pi r by lambda. This is pi divided by lambda into numerical aperture. So numerical aperture is under root of N1 square minus N2 square. So we can also represent V number by this formula. So how does it give about modes? If condition is, if V number comes out to be, if you put the value of radius, wavelength, refractive index of core cladding and simplify this. So if V number is less than or equal to 2.405, then mode of optical fiber is single mode. If V number, this V number we calculate is more than greater than 2.405, then mode of optical fiber is multi-mode. And also we can calculate the number of modes. To calculate the number of modes, so another formula, number of modes, that is approximately equal to V square by 2. So number of modes, whether it 2, we can determine whether it is a single mode or multi-mode. If we calculate the V number and the value of V number is greater than this 2.405 or less than or equal to 2.405. So we can tell about the single mode or multi-mode. If we have to calculate the number of modes, so number of modes is approximately equal to V square by 2. So we can tell 10 modes, 8 modes, whatever the value of this comes, V square by 2. Reflection loss. See, what is reflection loss? When a light falls on one medium to another medium, at the boundary, some of the light is reflected, some of the light is refracted. Not all the light pass into other mediums. Some loss occur because of the reflection at the surface, and that reflection is called, so that is called reflection. So I am talking about reflection loss. When light is incident, suppose this is air, this is glass, if light is incident, then not 100% light will be refracted. Some of the light will be reflected as well. So this is the reflected ray and this is refracted ray, this is incident ray. So this is reflected ray and this is refracted ray and this is incident ray. So where? So what we saw, this is angle of incidence, this is angle of refraction. Now this light caused some losses because what we were expecting that all the light which is falling on this surface, this is medium 1 having refractive index mu1, this is medium 2 having refractive index mu2. So some of the light at the boundary, some of the light is reflected, which cause the reflection loss, and that reflection loss is given by, mu 2 minus mu 1 upon mu 2 plus mu 1 whole square. This is the reflection loss, where refractive index of medium 2, this is refractive index of medium 1 divided by. Suppose if I write mu 1 minus mu 2, then also the formula will remain same because square is given. So if you have to calculate a percentage in terms of percentage reflection loss, so percentage reflection loss is given by, simply multiply by 100, you will get the loss in percentage form. So percentage loss, percentage reflection loss, that is given by mu 2 minus mu 1 upon mu 2 plus mu 1 into 100 square into 100. So this is the reflection loss in percentage. See, now we are talking about the Brewster angle. So see, when we have seen that when the light falls from one medium to another, some of the light is reflected and some is reflected. That causes the reflection loss. But if the incident light is monochromatic unpolarized light, so this incident light is monochromatic and unpolarized light, then after reflection the reflected light will be polarized or partially polarized and some is refracted. This is incident ray, this is reflected ray, this is refracted ray. So if the Brewster angle is that angle of incidence at which the reflected ray is 100% polarized. So this is reflected ray. So if angle of incidence is not equal to Brewster angle, then this reflected ray is partially polarized. If we want that reflected ray to be 100% polarized, because if the incident ray is monochromatic unpolarized light, if the angle of incidence equal to Brewster angle, then reflected ray will be 100% polarized. Now, what is that angle of incidence called? Brewster angle. That angle, when the angle between reflected ray and the refracted, this is refracted ray, that angle of incidence which cause 90 degree, when the angle between reflected ray and refracted ray is 90 degree, at that angle of incident the reflected ray is 100% polarized. So how to calculate this Brewster angle or angle of incidence at which the reflected ray and refracted ray is 90 degree. The angle between reflected and refracted ray is 90 degree. So see, this is angle of incidence, this is angle of reflection, and we know from the law of reflection that angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So this is also equal to R. Now see, in this is the normal axis. See, this complete angle is 180 degree, linear pair. So if this is R, this is 90, so this will be 90 minus R. This angle will be 90 minus R, and this R is nothing but that is equal to I, because angle of incidence is same as the angle of reflection. Now at this point, using a Snell's law, suppose this is medium 1 having refractive index mu 2, this is the medium 2 having refractive index mu 2, this is mu 1 and this is mu 2. This is the refractive index of medium 1 and this is the refractive index of medium 2. Now using Snell's law, mu 1 sin I, that is equal to mu 2 sin R. This R is the angle of refraction, this is the angle of refraction, this is the angle of incidence. So mu 1 sin I, where I is equal to Brewster angle, so let it is denoted by IP. That angle of incidence is Brewster angle when the angle between reflected and refracted ray is 90 degree. So this is mu 2. What is refracted angle? Sin 90 minus R. Sin 90 and R. What is R? This R is equal to I. So I can write the refracted angle as 90 minus I. Sin 90 minus theta is equal to cos theta. So this can be written as mu 1 sin IB is equal to mu 2 sin 90 minus is cos. So this is cos of I is nothing but a Brewster angle. So cos IB. Now if I take cos theta in denominator, sine by cos is called tan theta. So tan of Brewster angle. So tan of IB, that is equal to me refractive mu 2 by mu 1, mu 2 by mu 1. So IB is, or the Brewster angle is equal to tan inverse mu 2 minus mu 1. So this is our Brewster angle. So this is the Brewster angle. The angle of incident at which this is unpolarized light and the reflected ray is completely or fully polarized. This is a polarized light. When the angle between reflected and refracted ray is 90 degree. Thank you.